Hello and welcome. Thank you for dropping by to watch our latest how-to video for Meta5. We are really pleased to see you drop by. Today we are going to show you how to install the Microsoft Meta5 demonstrations onto a Windows server such as Windows 2012 R2. Of course, you can also install all these demonstrations onto a Windows 10 workstation. It is just more normal to install SQL Server and Meta5 server software onto a Windows server rather than a Windows 10 desktop. We do not do any of our Meta5 testing on Windows 10 desktops, so we cannot provide you any advice and guidance on how well that works. In this demonstration we are using an almost blank virtual machine so that you can see things being set up pretty much as you will see them when you first install these demonstrations. Okay. So, let us go to the demonstration. So here we are on our Meta5 Dev01 desktop. The first thing we need to do is to download the demonstration files. Currently these are available as downloads direct from our website on the relevant blog post. You do not have to request the download files via an email form at the current time. This might change in the future. So we are mentioning this possibility in this video in case the download button has changed to an email form at some time in the future. As at the time of writing, and included in the video, the demonstration files are available as a download using the button on the blog post. So the first thing you will need to do is to download the demonstration files from the blog post. So now go to your browser. Now enter our website address. Now click on the blog menu item. Now scroll down to the blog post, HD0002, How do I install the Microsoft Demonstrations blog post. Now click on the blog post. Now scroll down to the point in the blog post where you can click on the download button. Now click on the download button. You will see the download start. It might take a while because the download is coming from our web server in the US. Once the download is complete, then click on Show All in your browser. Now click on Show in Folder. From inside the download folder, click once on the left mouse button on the download file. Right-click on the download file. Extract the files from the download file. Go into the folder you extracted the download files into. You will see that we have also provided you the AdventureWorks and Wide World Importers Data Warehouse databases provided by Microsoft. This saves you the effort of fetching them for yourself. You should see 6 files. They are as follows. 01. AdventureWorks.m5 51. WWI, demos.m5 AdventureWorks DWM5 AdventureWorks DW.back Wide World Importers DWM5 Wide World Importers DW.back. The files that have the suffix .back are SQL Server backups of the demonstration databases. They are backed up from SQL Server 2016. They will work on later releases of SQL Server. They will not work on prior releases of SQL Server. They will not work on SQL Server Express as far as we are aware. We are not going to demonstrate how to perform restores on these databases. If you do not know how to restore a SQL Server backup, please ask your database administrators to help you. Or please perform a Google search. There are many demonstrations of how to do this already out on the web. So it did not seem sensible to redo the database restores to show you what happens during that process. In this demonstration we have already performed the restore process for the SQL Server databases. We will show you the folder that we place the databases into. This is the folder that we place the databases into. We will also show you the SQL Server Management Studio window where the databases have been restored. This is the SQL Server Management Studio window where you can see the databases have been restored on this server. Next, you will start the Meta5 system. In our case, we are using Meta5 Professional Edition for this demonstration. So now double-click on the Meta5 icon. We will pause the video so you do not have to wait for the startup process. Next, you will type in the user ID and password for the desktop that you have. Now your desktop will be open. Next, you will need to move the Meta5 desktop to one side so that you can see the Downloads folder. Now put the mouse over the heading bar of the Meta5 desktop. Now left-click on the mouse and hold down the mouse button. Now move the Meta5 desktop to the right so that the Downloads folder in Windows Explorer is visible. Now put the mouse over the file, 01, adventureworks.m5. Select the file 01, adventureworks.m5, by left-clicking the mouse and holding down the mouse button. While holding the left mouse button down, drag the 01, adventureworks.m5 file from the external Microsoft operating system onto the Meta5 desktop. Now release the mouse button to drop the file onto the Meta5 desktop. Meta5 will now translate the archived Meta5 file to the required files on the Meta5 file server. This process might take a little while for large Meta5 archives. Next, hover over the second file, 51, wwi, demos.m5. Then press down on the left mouse button. While holding the left mouse button down, drag the file from the Windows operating system across to the Meta5 desktop. Release the left mouse button to drop the file onto the Meta5 desktop. Meta5 will now translate the archived Meta5 file to the required files on the Meta5 file server. This process might take a little while for large Meta5 archives. The next thing you need to do is to connect the Meta5 demonstrations to the databases that you restored to the Windows server. We have produced a separate how-to video to do this task. It is called HD0001. How do I create an ODBC connection for Meta5? You can find it on our website. Please note that the ODBC connection must be created on the same desktop that is used to install Meta5 Starter Edition. If you install Meta5 using a different desktop to the desktop you used to create the ODBC connection, Meta5 may not be able to find that connection. You can always check by reviewing the ODBC 32-bit connections administration panel. So by this point we assume you have created the two ODBC connections. This will be as per the blog post, HD0001, How do I create an ODBC connection for Meta5? Now you must move the Meta5 desktop back to the left of the screen. Move the mouse over the header bar of the Meta5 desktop window. Press and hold down the left mouse key. Drag the Meta5 desktop window to the left so that you place it correctly on the Windows desktop. Now you can open up the folder, 01, AdventureWorks. Hover the mouse over the folder and open the folder by clicking on it twice. You will see 4 folders. 02. AdventureWorks Sample Query Icons. 11. AdventureWorks Example Report 01. 98. Define Workstation Tools Data Dictionary AdventureWorks. 99. Workstation Tools Data Dictionary Metadata v1.6. You are interested to know if the files in 02, AdventureWorks Sample Query Icons folder made the trip from our website to your Meta5 system without any problems. So now open up the 02, AdventureWorks Sample Query Icons folder by clicking on it twice. Now open up the capsule, 01 Sample Query Icons, by clicking on it twice. Now you will see 9 query icons and 9 spreadsheets in the 01 Sample Query Icons capsule. Open up the 01 Internet Sales Fax Query icon by clicking on it twice. If you have created the ODBC connection correctly, then the query icon should open up to the query panel and the query control panel will also likely be open. Now click on Show Data in the header bar of the 01 Internet Sales Fax Query icon. You should get 555 rows returned by the query. If this happens, then you have managed to install the demonstrations properly on your Meta5 desktop. Congratulations! Next, you need to make some changes to support the example capsule that generates reports for the AdventureWorks database. So now close the 01 Internet Sales Fax query by clicking on the name of the query in the header. So now close the 01 Sample Query Icons capsule by clicking on the name of the capsule in the header. Now close the 02 AdventureWorks Sample Query Icons folder by clicking on the name in the header. Now open the folder, 11, AdventureWorks Example Report 01, by clicking on it twice. Now open the capsule, 01, AdventureWorks Example Report 01, by clicking on it twice. Now open the capsule, AdventureWorks Capsule 01, by clicking on it twice. Now go to the first PC directory icon in the middle of the screen and hover over the top of the icon with the mouse. Now open the Options panel by clicking on the icon once to highlight the icon and then pressing F4. Now click on Other Data. You will see that the directory name parameter is set to C:\, /A, beta, hosting. You must create this directory name on your server. You cannot use a different directory name for the demonstration to work. So now you will go to Windows Explorer and create this directory name. Now click back on the Meta5 desktop. Now close the icon options by clicking on the icon options in the header. Now move the mouse to hover over the second PC directory icon in the bottom right-hand corner. Highlight the PC directory icon by clicking on it once. Open the icons option panel by pressing F4. Now click on Other Data. You will see the directory name is set to C:\, \change me. You must put a directory name in this parameter that exists on your Meta5 server. In our case, we will create a directory called C01-sample reports. We will type that name into this directory name parameter in the demonstration now. We will go and create the folder on the C drive of this virtual machine now. Notice that we have not put the @a variable at the end of the directory name parameter as we have it in our demonstration videos. You can do that if you wish. However, if you put the @a variable into the directory name parameter, then you must go and create the 3 subdirectories in the target folder as well. Meta5 will not create these directories for you. The capsule will fail if the directories do not exist because the write of the Excel spreadsheet will fail. If everything has been installed correctly, it will now be possible to run this capsule. So we will now run this capsule from the beginning just to see if it will run. Now close the icon options for the PC directory icon by clicking on Icon Options in the header. Now close the capsule AdventureWorks Capsule 01 by clicking on the capsule name in the header. Now you are in Capsule 01 AdventureWorks Example Report 01. Click on the white space in the capsule to deselect the Capsule AdventureWorks Capsule 01, which will still be selected by default. Now click Run in the header of the Capsule 01 AdventureWorks Example Report 01. The capsule will run if all has worked properly. Please cross your fingers for us. Okay. And there you have it. The capsule ran correctly. We will now go to the folder called Z01-Sample Reports. Now you can see the finished spreadsheets from this capsule. Now you can open up one of these spreadsheets. We will open up the Europe spreadsheet just to demonstrate that the spreadsheet is there and working. If all this has worked on your Meta5 desktop, then we wish you congratulations for getting your first capsule to run on your Meta5 desktop. Congratulations! Now, we would recommend you watch the video on the blog post, HD0003, How do I know what data is available to me? This video will take you through how to check your installation and how to discover the data that is available to you in the demonstrations. Now you can log off your Meta5 desktop, satisfied with a good day's work. Meta5. The better way. This concludes our demonstration of how to install the Microsoft Meta5 demonstrations onto a Windows server such as Windows 2012 R2. We hope you liked this short how-to video. If you did like it, please hit the like button and please subscribe so that you will receive notifications when we release more how-to videos. Thank you very much for coming by our channel and watching our how-to video. We really appreciate you. I wish you a good day. Thank you.